let's dive into strings in Rust. Get that coding scuba gear on and let's jump into the waters. We already looked at strings without you maybe perhaps realizing in the very beginning when we looked at the hello world. The hello world that we printed out in our function, I don't know if you remember, we had this function main, and within the function we had a print. Let me do that. And we said hello world, right? And we even said, I believe we did, we even explicitly stated that everything happening within the quotations here is a string literal. But let me remind you, look, if I run this and we see what's happening in the function and we scroll down, we see hello world. We are printing a string literal. But what really is a string literal? We know it's not a number. We know it's not a Boolean, true or false value. Let's take a look at what it really is. So string literals are a set of characters, right? These are all characters, H-E-L-L-O. Even the space is a character, which are hard-coded into a variable. So what does that mean? Could we actually create a variable? Let user equal, or let's even say let greeting equal hello world. And instead, if we want to print the greeting, can we do this? Can we do this as an argument? Let's go ahead and run and see what happens. Well, if we scroll down, yes, we see hello world. So the string itself can be hard-coded into a variable, all right? And we see that happening here. We do it ourselves without having to use the macro. So here's another example. If we have a user, the Incredible Hulk, everything inside of the quotations is our characters, which are then hard-coded into strings. String literals can also be called string slices. And how do we actually define the data types in Rust? Well, if we want to explicitly declare them, we have AndString for the string literal, which is what we're going to look at in this video. And then the next lesson, we're going to take a look at the object string, which is a very powerful way to manipulate strings. We're going to save that. But the way to write the string object would be uppercase S and then just string like that. Okay. Just to show you with the string literal data type what that would look like. And we can go ahead, we can even comment these out. So I'm going to comment this out here. Let's say we want a variable which is a bank. We could bring in the colon and we say and string like that equals, let's say we want Citibank, so we're going to say Citibank, so we're setting up the variable explicitly with the data type. Let's say we have a currency, so we're going to say let currency, can I spell currency? I can spell currency. We could do the same thing, so we could say and string is going to equal Bitcoin. All right, so let's say we have a bank. Let's say in some strange future, Citibank accepts Bitcoin. Wow, revelation. So if we want to print this, we can say print ln, and we can say the bank is, and the currency is, and we can bring in our arguments, bank, comma, currency. Okay, and now if we run this code, we see we have an error here. Okay, so it looks like we're missing some syntax. Oh, let currency, of course we need the colon here. So let's go ahead and fix that, run it again. And we see now the bank is Citibank and the currency is Bitcoin. Amazing. Got to store that Bitcoin in that bank. Okay, so there you go. Now you can explicitly see the data type for the string being declared over here. I'm going to show you one more thing before we move to string objects that's important to note. And that's string literals are static by default. Okay, be careful with these terms. Make sure you understand the context of the term specifically to the scope of what we're discussing. What this means is that it ensures that the string is valid for the entire duration of the program. So that means that the string is going to maintain, it's going to persist throughout the entire duration of the program by default. The static is there. You can, of course, explicitly declare string as static. And how would that look? Well, let's just do another example. Explicitly declare static string. So I can just go ahead and copy this code here. Okay, and let's just make this bank 2, currency 2, switch to bank 2, currency 2. Let's get different banks. So this could be Skybank, and this currency is going to be Ethereum. And if we want to explicitly declare, what we do is we're going to bring in a single quotation and write static and add a space after the and, right? So we do static like this, space. Very good. Let me fix the indenting, and that's it. That's how you would explicitly declare it. So let's go ahead and run this code. And we see now in our code, the bank is Citibank, the currency is Bitcoin. The bank is Sky, and the currency is Ethereum. Okay, excellent. So there you go. That's string literals in Rust in a nutshell. Let's stop right here, though, and move forward into the next lesson where we can go into string objects, where things get much more interesting. So see you for the more interesting part in the next lesson. Bye-bye.